D-Lo 404 Boxing. All right, Mr. Shawn Porter. We hear you talking about wanting to fight Bud Crawford. We hear you talking about wanting to fight Errol Spence Jr. We hear you talking about wanting to fight Manny Pacquiao. We saw your fight with you, Dennis Ugas, in which, to me, it looked like you got a gift decision. Or at least if it wasn't a gift, we know that you got knocked down and the ref missed the knockdown. That's pretty much indisputable. Okay? But you have no interest in trying to fight that man for his title to give you more leverage and momentum to come to the table and sit down with Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence Jr. Should you be able to beat Ugas, which I don't think you want to try that again after how it went the first time. But all of that being said, we saw the Formella fight. Nothing to write home about. You did your thing. Formella is just not that fight that moves the needle for me, that makes me say, oh my God, Shawn Porter is ready for the world. All I can really judge you off of is how the Errol Spence Jr. fight, you gave a good account of yourself. To me, you lost a minimum of 5 rounds. Excuse me, a minimum of 4 rounds in that fight. No, you won a maximum of 4 rounds is what I'm trying to say. Maybe 5. Okay? But that said, there was also a knockdown, and there was a wide decision on the score on one of the cards or 2 of the cards. I don't really remember. But you gave a close enough account of yourself for people to say maybe this fight's rematch worthy. But all of that being said, we hear talk about who you want to fight. Sometimes, maybe, if, probably. But where is the action? Shawn Porter's name has enough cachet behind it that Shawn Porter should be able to push for the fights he wants and get in the ring with somebody of note, of merit. Okay? The guy that I hear Shawn Porter being dismissive of is the guy that's more decorated in the division than him, Keith Thurman. The guy who actually has a win over him, Keith Thurman. The guy who has more title defenses, successful title defenses than him, Keith Thurman. And he's right there. That's even a good opponent for Shawn Porter. But Shawn Porter basically says that, Keith Thurman's not worth mentioning at this point, which I find ironic. Shawn Porter is a guy that was the IBF champion. He won the title, and I want to say he lost the title in the very next fight. He won the WBC title in the vacant fight versus Danny Garcia. Had one successful title defense, and then he lost to Errol Spence Jr. And maybe he had a successful title defense at the IBF. I could be wrong. But at the most, he's been a 2-time champion with 2 successful title defenses at the very most. And that's, like I said, that's me trying to remember it off the top of my head. But my point is, with all of that being the case, Shawn Porter is not in a position to act as if he's like heading the charge in the welterweight division. He is a great fighter, has a great resume. He's fought the who's of the division at one point or another, and he deserves to be in the big fights. But Shawn has to really make his mind up and push for the fights he wants, and that's what I want to see. Shawn Porter, you got your podcast. I understand that's your vehicle, that's your vessel to get your words, your message out there to the people. But it's time to shut up and fight, Shawn Porter. D-Lo 404 Boxing. That's all I got to say on the subject. I'm out. Peace.